Hi everyone, Juliette Chatan with Refresh Organizers and Designers. And today we're going to talk about the new Flex Home, redesigning with what you got. So let me start my slideshow here. So who am I? I'm a Brazilian licensed architect, interior designer. We have an e-platform, an e-design platform that we use with our clients. If anyone is interested, shoot me an email. I can tell more about that. Also an artist. I love working with colors on canvas or paper. One of the techniques I use is encaustics, which is a very old tradition, and it utilizes a flame and colors, pigments, and we use the flame to fix it on the canvas. I've been working for a long time. Women like to stay young, but I stay young internally in terms of years. I've been working over 3 continents, in South America, in Europe, the Netherlands, and now here in California. I'm a public speaker and a teacher, really enthusiastic about supporting people in their development and helping them create beautiful homes. So today's talk, we're going to talk about resetting your mental game to create a stress-free flex environment. We're going to talk about how to learn to adapt to this new normal that we're living during these unusual times, and have a space that has much more capacity to transform. And we're going to talk about the one habit to keep your interior looking really beautiful. So this is how some folks might be feeling, especially if you have a larger family unit, so many people in the same space and in the same place and at the same moment trying to do different things. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't. So, how to reset your mental game? It's more about letting go of the idea that the space, like let's say the living room, is only for living, so hanging around and relaxing. For some people, it also has become the place where you have to do different things, like working, for instance. If you don't have a separate working space, a home office, you might be doing that in the living room right now. And it might be stressful if there are other people at the same time trying to do something else, even if they are your adorable children that are just want to play or to study. So working, playing, eating at the same time in the same space generates some stress, up to the point where you start realizing that you can combine different things. So in the future, I expect that certain activities will become more the new normal in the home, and working is one of them. If you figured that there are so many solopreneurs out there, just like myself, that already had a home office, but added to that also people that work for companies and realized that really there is a case to be made for working at home for certain kinds of activities. Other activities where you have to interact live with people, of course, that is more difficult, but anything you can do in an office behind a computer, you can also do in your own home if you have an adapted home for different activities, preferably. So it's about this flex system of design and organization around the home that I would like to talk a little more about. So this is an image that I found from Spanish architects. I like it very much. Their apartment is really beautiful, what they did, but it very much reminded me also of my own situation when I lived in Amsterdam. I had this this room that was so small that I didn't know what to do, up to the point where I thought, well, you know, this is a closet. So what do you do with a closet? So I made all sorts of pop up and pop down surfaces for a desk or for a bed. I had really a queen size bed in there. I also had a closet on the other side so that when I had guests, I could use the bed, and I had a closet to offer to my guests. So the room was really fantastic, as is this apartment, where you can see on the images how the space changes every time you need to do another activity. So a similar kind of idea you can use in existing homes. So you don't have to go through the trouble of having all of this installed in your home, but you can have a more flexible way of dealing with your space and using it at one time as maybe the office or the hobby room, and at another time it will be just a place to hang and to have dinner or to relax with your family, which is great. So adapting to indoor transformations, and as I was said before, working, I expect, will remain with so many solopreneurs and so many people learning that, working is something that you could do from home. It's also actually much better for the planet, right? So something's got to give or not. If you plan for it, and if you adapt, and if you have furniture and other accessories that will help you transform your space, it can be painless and stressless, actually. So it's about creating those pop-up moments and having an interior that is adapted with furniture that is lighter. Things like this, for instance, on the left, you see a pop-up desk. It's one of the best sellers of a very well-known store. And it is something that people are already choosing, especially if you live in larger cities in smaller apartments. You'll be looking for furniture that you can use to transform your experience at home. Of course, I'm not suggesting that one furniture piece will solve your problem. You can go from one furniture piece to having the whole apartment, like on the right, with different elements that pop down and up and recreate different spaces as the image we've seen before. So it's about having lighter furniture and more easy furniture to move around. So the one habit that I was promising that I would tell about is traffic control. Traffic control within your space is a thing that I really use to keep my space beautiful. So start by redesigning and organizing what you have at your home, and don't start necessarily buying anything if you might have something that you can transform. I mean, I'm not really in favor of buying more. I'm in favor of being more creative with what you have. So everything has its own place and space, especially if you are thinking in terms of transforming your space during certain hours, or you want to transition from a day use to a night use where you relax more. You'll have to have these tourists that you need to work, your laptop, documents, all sorts of things that you need to work, for instance, your hobby materials. You need to have them organized in such a way that it's easy to put that aside and it doesn't obstruct your living room, for instance, and that you can easily reuse it again when you're ready to do that activity. So create traveling gear, for instance, boxes, totes. You have so many of those out there. It's, and you might have things at home. I mean, you might not even have to go out to buy anything, as I said before. And also say goodbye to excess furniture. Because what we sometimes see with our clients is they have way too many furniture pieces that they don't know what to do with them, and they only obstruct space. You cannot flow around, and you can certainly not transition from one situation into the other. So the one thing that I always do is clean surfaces. Every day or every other day, I walk around, clean all my surfaces. I look what kind of accessories I have around me. Is that something that I want to see that day? Do I have my flowers where I want them? Everything that brings me joy, I want to see around me, because then I'm aligning the space to whatever I need and want to have around me. And I'm sure that with you, it's no different. So here are some images of things that you might think about. If you don't have a space to work or to do a hobby, even a console, very, narrow desk or table will already work for you. So it doesn't have to be drastic. You can plan things, you can transition, you can use now a space that is maybe not ideal, but you'll transition into another situation when the time is right, with the right furniture and the right tools around you. So you have tables nowadays that are transformed from coffee table to dining table, as you see in this image, and you have all the sorts of totes and baskets and bags, and there are so many things out there. I didn't put out a regular box because I suppose everybody knows a box, the image of a box, I mean. So, so it's about transforming your space in a way that aligns with you. And we usually do that for our clients, providing space plans, color palettes, and material selections, interior design packages that really focuses on the individual needs, and a whole sort of things that we offer our clients to really make that special space for them. Of course, discovery calls in our days, remote discovery calls is something that I discovered. That's something that is really great. Also for our planet, once again, you don't have to drive around and nobody has to dress up, and we can still talk to each other and see if we want to work together. And when we work together, what kinds of things can we do for you? So Refresh Coffee Time is what we're offering to our community in these really unusual times. It's a space we created to really have people come in, join the conversation, bring questions every Saturday, 11 a.m. Pacific time. If you want to be on our invite list, just shoot me an email. The email is right there. And we'll be launching a couple of webinars in June and July to support people more specifically with their spatial needs. Have a wonderful week, people. Stay safe, and hope to see you at Refresh Coffee Time.